All right, what's up? Morning, everybody. 9 a.m. The stream is gonna start, so we're just waiting for 9 a.m. to hit. Right now, I'm just taking my snapshot um, of my basket. So do that real quick. Let's save this week. All right, I'm about to take some entries. So let's get it loaded up. Still testing out the expert advisor. So for now, we're just testing it. I'm using a $200 live account. Had to take some losses just to make sure the settings were right. But if you guys have any questions about the EA, don't hesitate to message me, and I'll give you an update on its status. That's what the issue is. Okay, let's see if that'll fix it. Is that overcon? Yeah, you did it for just other one save. All right, just making some mental notes about the expert advisor. So bear with me. All right. Um, Starting at 9, guys. Starting at 9. Just getting set up here. I'm gonna be sending out some messages. Just checking on my trades right now. So we start at 9. Just bear with me. If y'all want to skip ahead in the recorded video, you could do that. We start at 9 a.m. All right, we start in 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. All right, we start in 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. Starting in 1 minute, guys. first time using this timer, but we on time. So, um, this tab is dead. All right. Morning, everybody. 9 o'clock. We taking entries. I'm gonna run through the watch this real quick. 9 o'clock. We taking entries. All right. So we in some drawdown from last week, but not too bad if you're using good risk management. Less than 1% or 2%. As you can see, we're taking buy positions on all of these trades. Let's look at GBP/USD. GBP/USD broke through our weekly zone, so it'll be interesting to watch that. Let's see how it reacts. We'll use this wick as um, our low. Excuse me. So let's do the IPO candle. Plug that in. All right, so that's our low. What's this on Friday? Technically. Yes. Save as low. All right, now that's good to go. We will just watch that. G Swiss in our demand. NZD/USD in our demand. NZD Swiss franc approaching our demand, but we taking entries because it's Friday. So hopefully everybody's taking entries so far. AU, A Swiss, GU, G Swiss, NZD/USD, NZD Swiss franc. That's the basket. That's all I trade. Everything else I just watch for analysis and I invest long term. In about 5 to 10 minutes, we'll get into the fundamentals and the rest of the basket. Usually these calls will last, the live will last around an hour or so. So you don't have to dedicate your whole morning. So let me check to see if I got anybody in the chat. Let's see, we got one person online. Put where you from in the chat. Let me know where you tuning in from. All right. What I want to do is go to. Okay. 1 second, guys. All right. I'll mute that. Keep that playing. Responding to the chat. Let's go. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for tuning in and let me know where you from. Let's go ForexFreeClub. All right, cool. So all right. Back on the charts. Run through the watch list real quick. As you can see, we got a weekly zone. That's where we're looking for buy orders from. Ideally, we're getting into positions every Friday. If the drawdown's too much, we'll close the trades. No big deal. But ultimately, we have our trade idea, and we're looking to see where price is going to turn around. Swiss franc, we're in the zone. I'm not going to get too much into the analysis per se. We're just going to be taking entries. So if you haven't already taken your entry by now, 5 minutes into 9 o'clock, you should already be in all of these positions. 9 o'clock, we're taking entries. As soon as we start, we're taking entries. All right, so GBP/USD is going to be one to watch. We got a strong bearish divergence signal here, but that doesn't mean that overall is bearish. So we're just going to watch to see how price reacts. I marked off this low already to see if we'll be able to stay within this price range right here. We'll see how it reacts when it comes back to our demand, and we'll just watch it. GBP/USD in our weekly zone. for those in my team, I'm going to review why I started drawing my zones like this. So hopefully it'll make sense for y'all. All right. NZD USD in the zone as well. And then NZD Swiss franc in our weekly zone. So the only thing I forgot to do is set my alerts for all of them. So it's 9:05. We send alerts now. We send alerts at 9:05. How about that one? All right, so I'm gonna just put this indicator on to help me with my quarter points. So as you can see, AUD Swiss franc. Sorry about that. This indicator acts funny sometimes. Okay, so let's do it like this. So I already got my alert set as 0.70. That's the price that I'm watching, taking it up for 250 pip trade. All right. So then we got this order right here, 0.65. All right. So 0.65 is another alert that we set. If you don't have TradingView Pro, don't worry about it too much. You can use another platform to set alerts. But for now, we're gonna put them on TradingView. So currently on GBP USD, we're at a quarter point. So my trade idea is gonna be from this quarter point, but I'm gonna set alerts for the next quarter point so we can be prepared for the next trade idea. So 1 second while I figure out what I'm trying to do with myself. Come on. Let's put it a little bit below, just for good measure. All right, so we got alerts set on AU, A-Swiss, GU. We're gonna set them on G-Swiss. So technically, this would be my alert right here because that's the quarter point currently above price in the direction of my bias. As always, I got to figure out what I'm doing myself, but we're going to get it together. Set the alert a little bit below. It doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal. I just need to know when price gets back to it. NZD USD, we're currently at a quarter point right now, but I'm going to set alert for the top. All right, and then NZD USD, currently at a quarter point right now. Send alert at the top. All right, so I'm going to take some notes on my quarter points to see which ones were at quarter points. So AU is not at a quarter point. A-Swiss is not at a quarter point. GU, I believe, was at a quarter point. So GU is at the 1.2 quarter point currently, but the quarter point above it, 1.225. So we got GU with two prices to watch. Currently at 1.2, watching 1.225. All right, and then let's see, G-Swiss is not at a quarter point. We already got the alert set, so there's no point in typing everything out. So at this point, alerts are going to be set in 5 minutes. Then we'll get into the fundamentals, and then we'll move on to crypto indices, metals. So currently for NZD USD, we're at the 0.625. 625, and then we're watching 0.65. Okay, SD Swiss franc, let's see. We're currently right above 0.575, so we'll put that down, and then we're watching 0.6. So these would be our pairs to watch for the week. Watching 0.6. All right, cool. So take that as a note. And where am I gonna put this? Well, I guess you guys are not gonna see that. I'm just send it to my team real quick. All right. Okay, ForexFreeClub. Let's go. What was it again? The 19th of February, 2023. Watch list. So we got our watch list, but then we got pairs that we're specifically watching just because they're at quarter points. And during study hall, we'll actually break down those pairs. Um, all right. So let me just get this into my team real quick. Sorry about that. So, guys on my team that's in the call, this is our watch list for the week. And obviously, if the pairs stay at this price for another week, I'll be surprised. But if it ends up doing that, then that's going to be our watch list for next week. So pretty much every week we're going to find out which pairs are at the quarter points, and we're going to follow them for the week. Hopefully that's not too difficult for us because I know we all busy and we got other things going on too. So give me 1 second. All right, and by the way, we also got Signals free educational alerts. You can go online, Signals. Well, you can message me to get access to those, but ultimately, what they're for is to learn how to trade by following me with my trades, and uh, then you can get access to email alerts, which those are not free, but it's a service that I have to pay for. So if you guys would like access to that, there will be a cost, a very small cost, but it's a monthly subscription. So you'll get alerts for all these trades that I'm taking. As I adjust my positions, things like that, you'll be able to watch, the ins and outs of how I trade. It's not always, the best. I'm still getting more professional, but as my technique is improving, as my risk management is improving, I hope that y'all can learn with me and know that it's not meant to be used to, make you wealthy overnight or anything like that. It's really just meant to, support your trading education. So instead of paying for signals that you think you're going to use to make money, you might as well use signals that you're going to actually be able to learn from because we're trading from a higher time frame perspective anyways. So sorry about that. Just reaching out to my trading mentor. Shout out to Junior. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Shout out to Junior. He basically told me everything that I know. I just refined it a little bit to my liking. He doesn't use indicators at all, but I use indicators. I do like indicators, but I've minimalized it over time because I started to get a little problem with making indicators. So, all right, cool. So let's get back to the watch list real quick. AUD USD, buying from demand. AUD Swiss franc, buying from demand. GBP USD, it just broke through our demand, but technically this whole wick is still demand. So we're just going to watch it until it breaks the low, and then we'll have to, possibly change our bias for the short term. But for the long term, we're looking to buy. GBP Swiss franc, buying from demand. NZD USD, buying from demand. and NZD Swiss franc buying from demand. So all of our trades are validated on a technical basis by using supply and demand strategies. My version of it is a little bit different just because I like to keep my zones a little smaller, but I believe it is truly accurate based on the way that I look at the market. So no worries about that. And for this particular example, just as a sneak peek into what we will get into study hall for the technical analysis of things, this previous high was broken by this swing up, which makes this a strong demand zone. Technically, by traditional methods, this whole candle would be the demand zone, but I've just made it into the wick for reasons that will be explained in study hall. And then, we're going to get into the fundamentals right now, but I'll break it down a little bit more in study hall as to why I'm looking at the things I'm looking at and how you can use it to basically help you with your perspective. So I've been doing some studying on the fundamentals, taking notes. I'm looking at the U.S. 10-year yield. So basically, when the yield goes up, that means that bond prices are falling. If my memory serves me correctly, and so basically, if bond prices are falling, I believe that means that the value of the U.S. dollar is also falling. So when yield is rising, then that means that the value of the dollar is rising. So when the yield is falling, that means that the value of the dollar is falling. I apologize if I got anybody confused. Like I said, we're going to take it a week at a time till I get my understanding 100% around what it is that, I'm learning with the fundamental aspect of things. But just know that my technical analysis is cold. So you don't have to worry about that. Fundamentals is just to boost the trade ideas that we're taking based off a technical perspective anyways. So I would like to be able to use the technicals and the fundamentals together to really form my long-term bias. All right, so I'm looking at the U.S. 10-year yields. I'm looking for it to drop. So I have this trend line and this supply zone, these two supply zones that I'm looking to see how price reacts from. Obviously, we have a bearish pullback structure. This would be our low demand. So I would at least think to take it down to the demand if I believe that my bias is to go short on the US 10 yield. If it breaks its demand, then obviously my bias would then be confirmed. But for now, we have a bear structure. We got equal highs right here. So maybe possibly we could get a sweep low, probably come back, tag the equal highs, and then take down further. But I'm interested to see how these lows right here are going to play out because ultimately there is some divergence here, but it's divergence to the short side. It's not a divergence signal that would give us an indication that price would go higher, such as if it would have created a higher low instead of a lower low. So this lower low is letting me know that it's possible that's going to fall. All right, so that's the US 10-year. Australia 10-year, I was able to mark out some of these zones, the monthly zones. So we're on the weekly time frame. Just be mindful of that. But these zones were marked off from the monthly, so that's why they look like that. As you can see from this monthly demand zone here, we broke out, didn't break the high, tapped back in. Now we're looking to see, are we going to clear this high, this high's already been cleared by this high, and we're in bullish structure right now. So it's looking pretty bullish to me. As you can see, I put a small trade idea. I believe it was like around 1-to-1. Yeah. So that's just to see what the market ends up doing on the 10-year yields. All right. So Australia, I believe this is the futures market. Yeah, this is the futures market. So Australia futures, I got my trend line. Obviously, we're in bullish structure. I'm looking to see if this trend line is going to break. All right, Australian index, pretty much the same thing as the futures. You guys let me know if you see anything different. Adjust my trend line actually. So ultimately, we're still bullish. These two candles could indicate the beginning of a new trend, but for now, we're just going to continue looking at it as this is demand. So we're in demand right now. This wick is also technically demand. because the banks placed orders from here. So whatever made the market move against the trend, usually it's uh, a liquidity grab or a manipulated move to get better pricing. So they wanted to get lower pricing to continue up. So now they're coming back to close their orders. So once they close their orders, then price will continue moving because they've already done their business. This will be the next area of business that needs to be mitigated when price goes up. Probably come back down to try and mitigate it if it can. Obviously, sometimes the momentum of the market is too great, and they're not able to, get back to those certain areas where they started putting their orders in. So obviously, they had orders pretty high. They closed. They're looking to close those orders that created this sell, so that they could take the buy entries. Pretty much as they were selling the market, they were putting buy entries the whole way down. So that's how that works till as low as they can. And this was another area they did business, so they had to come back and finish doing their business. All right, GBP 10-year yields. We got our monthly demand zone, very similar to the AUD 10-year yields. Reacted from this demand zone. That's when the zone was created. Came back up and then tapped back into the zone. Now we're officially breaking up above the trend line. So that's looking good for the GBPs. I'm currently focusing on the GBP and AUD basket for right now, but it'll be interesting to watch the GBPs, especially seeing this type of reaction. So let me hide this actually so we can just see the chart. We'll go back to the 10 years. Let's hide this too. All right, so we can see the candles are very bullish. This is on the weekly time frame. And from my understanding with the fundamental analysis, the 10-year yields are a leading indicator in the market. So you could use this to be able to project what's going to happen to the associated currencies. So obviously for Australian 10-year, that would be the AUD pairs. For GBP, that would be the Great British Pound pairs. And for NZD, that would be the New Zealand pairs. So we'll look at the British Pound futures next. So we got this very similar to AUD futures, but we have this previous demand zone where the banks were doing business. I don't know if they'd be able to make it back down here, but there is some imbalances. Ultimately, I'm looking at this wick as demand. So I'm looking for it to move from this area that it's in right now up, and we'll wait to see if this trend line gets broken. All right, pretty much the same thing for the index. I'm just using this for fundamental analysis. Don't mind the trade ideas. I'm not trading any of these. I'm just using them to take a note of how the market was looking in, this week and upcoming week. So we'll look at, oh wow, NZDs are gone already. So NZDs just gapped up something serious this week. So yeah, so pretty much hide that trade idea. It's not really a trade. It's just to track the market from when I got my trend line break. All right. And so New Zealand futures, just waiting for the trend line to break. And then New Zealand index, waiting for the trend line to break. So that's pretty much the fundamental analysis. So just review it real quick. Looking to sell, not sell, but looking to see how US 10-year reacts from these zones. My bias is to the short side. That's all I can say with that. And then everything else I'm looking to buy. So this looks like bearish structure because they got this high. But if you really look at the lows have been going up. So that lets you know it's truly bullish. It's just consolidating from some type of supply up here. And who knows when that supply will break. So we have multiple touches of the same supply, and prices looking like it's turning around. But ultimately, we're not making new lows. So we have to respect the fact that we haven't made any new lows. Go through this real quick. Same thing, no new lows. As long as it's able to sustain the zone, I would consider this not a new low. And as you can see, price is already moving off strongly. So I don't think we have anything to worry about with that. I want to see how the bond prices compare to compared to the futures and indices markets, because it seems like the bonds are moving a little faster, which is why I do believe they are a leading indicator. All right. Oh yeah, let me see. Any new lows? Uh, Almost, but we had this first reaction that like just came back to tag some more orders in, and then you can see we shifted off, even gapped up a little bit from last week to this past week. That just happened. So that's pretty much for analysis, for fundamental analysis. I'm gonna see if we got any comments. Um, all right, so we got some comments. Let's see, got 3 people watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, check back next week for the updates. So far, we have covered technical analysis, the watch list, fundamental analysis, and we are going. Okay, that's good enough. Next, we will review the message from our sponsor into indices and metals. All right, so just had to put that in the chat. Give me 1 second here. All right, so get my pen. So, just so you know, these messages are brought to you by Forex Free Club Study Hall. So, Study Hall is where we host beginners and intermediate to advanced traders to really understand the strategies that are being taught here. It's completely free. We do offer a program called FFC Farming through FFC Study Hall. So, please inquire about that. You can message me to learn more about FFC Study Hall. Registration link is active for FFC Study Hall. It's a private Zoom. The link is sent to you through your email. So please be aware that you need to check your email to register for the Zoom. Then that's going to happen tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So, just be ready to learn, get ready to take some notes. And we're going to break down this very simple analysis style in a way that any beginner or any trader could understand. And as I get better as a trader, you all will be getting better as traders as well. And let me think. Oh yeah, and we only offer the expert advisor for Forex Free Club through FFC Study Hall because with the expert advisor, we do need to make sure that you know how to trade it, and so we have to be sure that you have the skills necessary to use a powerful tool like the Forex Free Club divergent correlation indicator. Well, expert advisor, I should say. All right, so let's move on to. Let me see real quick. Yeah, let's move on to the cryptos, indices, and metals, and then we will close out with any question and answers, or I might just just chat for a little bit, tell you guys about myself. So Bitcoin got an alert set. Price that I put don't really make any sense, but we'll just leave it for now. Anyway, so this week we're looking very bullish on Bitcoin. We already, had some divergent signals. We got our official zero baseline crossed on the MACD. And so, yeah, but Bitcoin might be a good time to enter now, or maybe this would be a good time on the pullback. If you're looking to do some transactions over the weekend, this might be a good time to do those transactions. while the market is pretty much settled at this close of the candle. Yeah. So then Ethereum, same thing, pretty bullish, breaking out after these two candles. We already had bullish market structure, broke this high, came back. Probably had to close out some orders from creating this sell. So they had to come back all the way up here, close them out before they continue moving and closing their orders. I'm going to draw my trend line on SPX. NASDAQ, I don't got two candles yet. So I'm just going to put that on. Let me go back to the beginning. Got to make sure y'all know it's my weekly zone. That's important information. Lock this. Bring this over. Actually, bring this over here. Be patient with me, y'all. I get a little distracted when my charts are not looking right. All right, so boom, boom. All right, NASDAQ, we were looking at, we got that. We got to wait to see if it's going to break above this zone first. SPX should probably have an alert too. Let's put an alert right here. All right, that's good. Now let's look at gold. Got an alert there. Do I need to draw a zone? Not yet. Still waiting to see what gold is going to do. Silver, let me just draw my trend line. Keep it pushing. Do I need an alert? Maybe. Yeah, let's throw an alert on both of these. Okay, yeah, just need an alert on this one. All right, so I just got to send an alert on XAG on silver. All right, so that's that. So let's run back through the watch list real quick. See if anybody has any questions while I'm waiting. Okay. All right, so AUD USD. If you haven't taken your entries at 9 o'clock, it's 9:30 now. Stock market has officially opened. Take your entries. I'm not telling you again. You're going to learn today. All right, AUD Swiss franc taking buys. Make sure you use good risk management. 1% of your account at maximum. Maybe 2% if you're feeling, frisky. GBP USD. This one, is interesting. It's giving us a good pullback discount, so don't take it lightly. But ultimately, I believe it's because we're right at the quarter zone. I mean the quarter point. We're still in demand, so I'm not too worried. Let's just see how it reacts. GBP Swiss franc in demand. Next week, all of these better go crazy. I'm telling you, they're what? Everything's in demand. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna ignore this sell signal for now until we break this low. So we're just gonna wait on that. NZD Swiss franc. All right, taking a buy from demand. I hope that makes sense for everybody. Anybody have any questions? Any questions? All right, so got 4 likes on the video already. Shout out to the people tuning in. I kind of want to make this thing. Hold on, how do I do this? See, Trading View kind of got me messed up because they trying to make me the center of attention. So let's do it like this. I hope that layout is a little bit better for y'all. I'm gonna make sure I'm a little more consistent with that. Actually, let me put on this side. All right, cool. So that's a little bit better. Unfortunately, y'all not gonna be able to see, uh, you know, whatever's down here. But I think this is a little better of a layout than what I had going on before. So now y'all can see the pairs as well on the left side, as well as the time frame. If you didn't know, I'm trading on the weekly only. In study hall, we'll get more into getting on the lower time frame, which for me is the daily. I don't go any lower than that unless I'm trying to get like a really sniper entry on my long-term bias. So you might as well just ignore the lower time frames if you're trying to trade like me. Um, we pretty much looked at the whole market. We're not going to be looking at stocks during the live analysis, but we will be looking at stocks during FFC study hall if we have time. We'll be able to analyze some stock picks and see, what we can put on our trading accounts. So that's pretty much all I have for today, guys. I'm trying to keep these videos, to an hour. So since there doesn't seem to be anybody hopping on right now with questions. Oh, okay. I got a question. Explain how you create your demand and supply zones. All right. That's a good question. So let me go to my AUD basket. All right. So pretty much what you want to do first is go on the on the monthly time frame. As you see on the monthly time frame, we do have a zone here. This will be a demand zone. A supply zone. Sorry, rather. The reason being why it's a supply zone because these were our lows before, right? Now we have new lows here. What was the candle that started this move that created these new lows? It was this buying candle right here. So when the banks decided to create these buy orders to get this sell continuation, they placed their orders here, knowing that they were going to lose that money pretty much, or like they have to leave the trades open in drawdown pretty much. So these buy trades are in drawdown right now, and they have to come back up to close those trades. That's called a mitigation. So once they come back and close these trades, then you're basically saying that, okay, we're expecting price to sell from this area most likely. So because we know that this is a strong supply zone because it created this sell, we're looking to see if we're going to get a similar result on this leg right here. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to draw the actual zone in. I don't always put my higher time frame zone on. Sometimes it doesn't feel necessary because I already know my bias pretty much. Once I have, quarter points, that's usually all I need. So I'm not going to break down the analysis too much. I just want to show you how I created my zone. The wicks will be for study hall exclusively. So that's just an example of how you can create your zone. And as you can see, we came back into the zone, and now I have a weekly zone that I'm using as my target to look for sales from. So I hope that answered your question in the chat. I'm going to see if I can put like a timestamp or something. 56, 43, answer to share Jag question. Or let's say 56, I don't know, 30, something like that. I don't know. Was I talking that long? Let's just say it was 55 minutes, or at 55 minutes flat. Y'all got to figure it out at that point. Let's see. Is it sending? All right, bet. So, boom, boom. Got 3 people watching. We got about another 20 minutes. Any more questions, please ask it now. Any topics that we don't go over, during the live analysis will be discussed during study hall tonight. So I did have my team meeting with my trade team yesterday. So we talked about a lot of things. I'm happy that we were able to have that meeting. So we'll continue where we left off next week. I apologize for not being able to get back on, but as you know, we did talk about a lot. So I'm trying to stretch this out as long as possible. I really don't talk that much. One thing about myself, I like to learn, but talking is not my greatest point. I've had to work on it over time, so please bear with me as I improve, my YouTube broadcasting experience. You're live here with Forex Free Club. My name is Malcolm, by the way. If you were wondering, I am the main creator of Forex Free Club, but I have a team around me that helps me with all my decisions, making sure that we're able to put out good quality educational products that people can use freely. And then also we do have some things that are going to be uh with the price tag, so not everything is free. Just want to be clear about that. But a lot of the quality content that we're putting out is all 100% free, as well as you definitely will be able to learn how to trade just following these weekly live analysis. So check in every week. We do take losses here, so it's not a bad thing. You do take losses, but overall we're trying to work on a profit percentage. So we have profit percentage goals that we need to hit, and that's the way that we structure our trading. Um, I'm hosting all of this through TradingView because I do have a pro account with them, and so that's why I'm able to get access to all of the indicators and all the different alerts and tools that I set. So if you want to, get access to a whole suite of expert trading tools, do upgrade your account with TradingView. Truthfully, you can trade for free though. So if you want to find alternative ways, you can definitely message me and I can help you with that as well. Thank you. Thank you for, telling me that you're glad I'm doing this. I definitely should have been doing it a long time ago. But now we're going to get to it. So I'm going to end the stream now. It's been about an hour. So, I hop on at 8:30. So I'm available for at least, 20, 30 minutes before we start taking entries. If you have any questions that you couldn't remember for today, just write it down. Ask me next week before 9 o'clock. Then, after we get through all the material, I'm still trying to work on the structure of everything. I probably could go over the news for next week. But for now, I'm just going to figure out a better way to go over the news. I want to highlight the important things only. So for now, I'm just going to focus on the technical fundamentals, setting alerts and taking entries. Those will be the 4 things that we really need to accomplish in each week. So just, keep that mental note. We're taking entries, setting alerts, and we're going over our technical analysis as well as our fundamental analysis. And any other questions that you may have, we'll discuss it during study hall. And study hall is more of a open platform where you can respond verbally. It'll be hosted through Zoom. So, you'll be able to ask me questions live, and it will be recorded and it will be posted on the Forex Free Club page, for later review, later watching. So thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning through TradingView, I appreciate you. Definitely follow my page on TradingView, and if you want to support me, like my trade ideas and share them with your friends, and we can all make money together. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Days for those who celebrate it. My heart is forever broken. So I like to trade. And yeah, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.